Hey guys, hey, welcome to the wheat field. Welcome in. Welcome to the wheat field. This is your girl La T from Tears and Wheats Road Show, where you show enough never know what you're gonna get. Today y'all getting a little bit of a different camera view. I know it's a little bit up higher. I'm having to kind of look up, so if it looks a little, we're gonna try it out and see how it comes out. So just roll with it, okay? See if I can get a little bit more of the table into the view, so when we have a lot of cards out, you guys can see the lineup. So we're just gonna practice with it and see how it goes. If we like it, we'll continue it. If we don't, we will try something else. We'll just keep moving. Just keep trying it out and see if it what's the improvement. You know, iteration over iteration over iteration. How y'all doing? Welcome to the wheat field. How y'all doing? Welcome back, y'all. It's wheat. Welcome. If you new, welcome to you too. Welcome to the wheat field. This is your girl La T, not Lottie. La T here at Tears and Wheats Road Show, where you show enough never know what you're gonna get. Cause this right here, beloved, is like a whole box of chocolates. We're trying a whole new camera view, and we're gonna see what it do for you. If it don't work out so well, then we'll try something else. It ain't nothing but, you know, what the hell. Whatever. Okay, so today's cup is Bless the Nest. Ooh, yes. I feel somebody need to put a blessing on their nest. Yes, I do. Like over where you rest. Put a blessing on that. Yes. Sometimes you have to put the blessing to work in exactly where you at. You know, because you could always be looking at other people's lots, the grass being greener on the other side, and be like, oh, I wonder what they got. I wonder how it be. But sometimes you don't really know what that is. And get close up on it so you can really see, and you be like, this shit really ain't for me. You know what I mean? I should have been over there where I was at, you know, because that's where I need to be. And then you be feeling like that Donnell Jones, or whatever his name was. Talking about something. You finally done found out that's where you was supposed to be at. Then you might not be able to backtrack. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's like, you chose to be on over there, and that's where you need to be. That's where you need to go on and stay, because you fucked up our day. You know, we was doing the thing, and you didn't want to put the work in, and you ran off to something that looked like it was greener, something better, and you done found out. Somebody, I feel like, is either gonna find out, they finding out, or they done found out. One of the two. They didn't decide to bless they nest. Nope. This right here, about to say. They chose to go re-nest. Slide up in somebody else's mess. And they done found out what that's all about. Get that sip. Yes. So we're going to jump into some cards. We got some Modern Love Tarot, y'all. Modern Love Tarot. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. How you doing? How you doing? Hopefully this is not you week. I pray it's not. It might not happen to you, though. It did. It might, you know. If it resonates, take it. If it don't resonate, don't take it. Don't call nothing into your life that don't belong. For real. And when this is done, we're going to have to pray and call back our power, Ashe. Yep, I see. Look what them fell out. Look at this. 9 of Swords already. Somebody having some anxiety. Somebody thinking about what they done. Because they probably was confused. I saw, see that confusion right there? Somebody done did something. And maybe you thinking about it. Maybe that's what this is. It's not necessarily anxiety, but it's confusion. Like, what the hell? We was doing the thing. We was getting it in, you know, whatever. Supposed to be making things work. Supposed to be, you know, building a nest. Everything that goes along with building a nest. Ashe. People come together. Mending. People supposed to pull things together and come together in such a way that it's balanced for the both sides. So you can have what your needs met, they can have their needs met, maintaining the nest. That's how it goes. Maintain the nest. And everybody got to have a balance for their own nest. Your nest don't run the way they nest, and they nest. You got to learn how to bless your own nest. Bless your own-ish. Put the work in your own lot. Because you looking at they let grass is greener, but you don't never know how they got what they got. You really don't. They probably got swings and sheds and flower gardens and, you know, all kind of stuff over there in their lot. You don't know how they got that stuff. You just see the outcome. You see the residual, the result. That's it. You don't see how they got it or what they put into it, and or how they maintain it. Cause Father say how they maintain it. Cause yeah, somebody looking, somebody is scouting a whole nother lot. They are. They confused about whether or not I'm going to stay right here and hold this vision or whether I'm going to go ahead on and invest in something else. But the thing is that if you're looking at that lot that's already green, it's maintained, it's lined up, it's got flowers in there, it's got all kind of stuff like sheds and she sheds or he sheds and two sheds and riding lawnmowers and fertilizer. I mean, not only do they got a flower garden, but they probably got a vegetable garden too. You know, it's winter time, so they're getting ready to prepare to lay the seeds. You're talking about this is somebody that prepare in advance. Like, they strategize, they plan, they think about what's going to happen. This one. You might mess around and lead yourself right here. Being confused. Thinking that you're going to jump up and run off into somebody else's lot. Might get your feelings hurt. Mess around and get your feelings hurt. End up without, like, for sure lack. Like, you ain't got what you had, and now you ain't got that because you don't want that. Or you're going to end up in something that you don't want and trying to figure out how you going to repair, how you going to get yourself back onto stable ground. Think about it before you let go. Are you putting in the work where it's supposed to go? Because if something is looking like a greener lot than yours, then what are you doing in your own lot? Self-accountability is the whole thing. Self-accountability. Not just accountability for you. Well, you only accountable for you. I'm going to scratch all that. You are accountable for you, for your actions, but you also accountable for letting people know what's going on with you. Communication. I feel like somebody is not communicating everything, or maybe you done got to the point where you feel like you can't communicate no more. Like every time you say what you're trying to say and get your feelings out, it's not heard. I say they don't take it seriously. Yeah, burden. Somebody is carrying too much weight, carrying too much weight. Too many issues, and you are challenged by everything that's going on in your life. Like, this is too much, you know, and I gotta deal with all of this right here. You working, trying to pay out the coin, trying to take care of the bills, trying to take care of the kids, take care of everybody, your spouse, your person, you know, whatever. And I don't feel like I feel like that's the issue, is spending time and care with one another between the two of you. The glue that binds the two of you is wearing thin. And I think it's wearing thin because all the burdens have gotten between you two. Y'all let the problems in between you and your person. And those problems are causing a whole lot of anxiety and heartache, a lot of confusion. You know, trying to figure out, can we get this back together? Is it worth putting it back together? Is it worth working it out? And that's for y'all to decide, to go to the Father. And the one, how is it made? Start there. How is it made? Did it come together in goodness and service and purpose? If it did, then you go back to the service, to the purpose. Start there, right? Communicate with each other, not only with each other, but with the Father and the Spirit. Pray together. Take the problems to the Father together. It's real hard to argue with somebody when you come together in prayer. Like, how do you argue and pray at the same time? I've really never seen that. You come to your spouse and you say, baby, I want to sit down with us and I want us to go to the Father and I want us to pray. I want us to work on this here thing. I want us to bring the Lord in. And we're not going to leave this space until we have an answer from the Father. Till we both could feel that direction, the connection, the loyalty to one another. Start there. Somebody got to be a leader. What did I say? Bring in the leader. I mean, in this case, to me, the head of the relationship is the Most High. Maybe somebody got their roles and responsibilities all mixed up. Maybe y'all don't really understand. Because we got a emperor and we got a single type of energy here. That's single energy. Somebody holding something back. That 9 pentacles. If you in a marriage, it's 10 pentacles. Everybody got everything in. Somebody is holding something back. Or it's another energy that the leader, the father figure, the male, head of the household type of thing is looking at something else. Something single. Something that looks like it's lush. Something that looks like it's prosperous. Something that looks like it's going to help with some of these burdens. Give you a sense of support, a sense of nourishment. But beloved, you don't know how they got them pentacles. They might be bringing you more issues. A new lover in the middle of all that you got going on might feel like it's going to be a relief in the short term, on the short run. But this ain't no long term nothing. The long term is this. Issues. So think about it. Maybe you need to go to the Father in prayer and pull what you already got together. Because if the Father already placed you in the land of milk and honey, would you consider your serendipity like this is where it was when y'all first got together? Brought together in purpose, meditation, breathe, prayer. Go back to prayer. Have some faith. Have some faith. Have some faith. Have some faith. Have some faith in your real love. Like the person that mirrors you, that matches you in purpose. Yeah. Because again, you don't know how that lot over there got green like that. Yeah, they look good. They keep that body up or whatever the case may be. All of this physical is looking like what? And they talk sweet and it sound like But that's because it's playtime. It's playtime. It ain't building time. It ain't maintaining time. It ain't get real, serious, everyday grind time. And when you get into the everyday grind, even when you're working in your purpose with your partner, your show-enough soulmate, you're going to have those rough days, rough patches, I say. It might not even be a day. It could be a whole year or 2 years, especially depending on what's going on, where y'all not essentially or especially getting along. But Father still say, bless your nest. Bless your nest. Again, you never know. Blocking some shit out, Block out the distractions. Protect yourself from all of these problems that come in between you. We saw you, Emperor. That come between you and your Empress. What is blocking your connection with your Empress? What's blocking it? What's blocking your connection with your Empress? Are you distracted? Yes, by the problems, by the burdens. So much work. You see she carrying all of this stuff, all these papers down here. I always be feeling like they on the phone, but they not. You can't see the phone, but the way they holding it up like that, you can almost imagine like it's a phone behind there. Like they talking on the phone, they carrying all this work and stuff to do. Each one of these little sticks, each one of these wands is something else. It's a different project. It's a different task. It's a different something that has to be done. And if this one person is carrying all 10, that is definitely not an equal distribution. Unless you got 10 and they got 10, and that's a whole lot on one couple to bear. You talking about need a blessing over your nest, Ashe, yeah you do, to go to the Father and pray for strength, to lighten the load, to reconnect you with your love, the person that you really, really are loyal to. I feel somebody is loyal to this person, and you don't really want to do that thing. You don't. You just looking at it because it looked good. It's giving you some type of relief right now, a little bit of peace. Like I said, you don't really want to do that. You want to stay right here. Right here. Get back to that. That's what you want to do. That's what your heart really wants. Because that's your serendipity. That's your love. That's your love. And it's going to be blessed. It is. It's blessed. But just because it's blessed don't mean that y'all don't have problems. And it could be issues that y'all go over and over again like a never-ending story. Like we always end up back here. How do we end up back right here? Discussing the same thing, having the same argument, having the same fight. Because maybe y'all need to take that to the Father. And have the Father work it out. Father will bring in a solution that you or her didn't, or her, him, whoever, however it go, work it out. Flip it, flop it, whichever way it resonates. You know what I'm trying to say. Energy is energy, right? It's all about how y'all balance your household and how it flow between you two, now three, okay? Because somebody is looking at something else because they think that lot look good. That it's going to have some benefits, some peace, some nourishment, some restoration, some calm. You know, I can get my grounds and my bearing, I can relax. I feel like somebody could just relax. And that's what they feel like. I just want to relax. It gives me peace. I don't have no peace at home. And if that be the case, take it to the Father. You go first individually. So you can be directed on how to have a conversation, how to pull your partner into prayer with you. And y'all can get to the point where you open up and these problems, maybe even counseling. Some counseling might be good. You know, whatever people sometimes, I mean, like, it's the whole thing. It's the rave now, I'm saying, because we would, especially as us folks, you know, had a whole thing about going to counseling. No, we don't need no counselor. You know what I mean? We don't know what these folks, you know, pay them and tell them all our business. You know, we had a thing about keeping your business in-house. But sometimes you might have to just go sit and talk to somebody and have somebody give you another perspective, a third-party perspective, so that y'all can unpack all these burdens, all these issues. Y'all can unpack it. Because I feel like somebody really is. They looking. They scouting. They planning. They got something on their mind they pointing to like that. Look at this. They pointing like that right there. Yeah. And it's causing some confusion. But I feel like something is going to come to light. Something that's going to come to light. Whatever is done in the dark, beloved, whatever is done in the dark is going to come to the light. It's going to come to the light. And when it comes to the light, that could mess up your whole thing. I mean, you may not even have touched a whole nother person yet, but that don't mean it ain't going to lead to heartbreak. I feel this right here. Just the knowingness that somebody else is in your purview, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And it's going to add another layer. You're talking about now having to repair trust. Because once you lose trust in a relationship, it's really hard to put it back. It's really hard to put it back because you got that image in your mind. You got that thought. It's always going to be them thoughts right there. You sowing seeds of discord, but further seeds of discord. And like I said, anything behind the moon is going to be found out. Behind the moon is like you really feeling on something new, something young, something fresh, something lighthearted. You know, something that make you feel, you know, giddy. Something that make you feel like a kid, like that, again, that lightheartedness, like a child, that rest, that peace that children have, where it's not so heavy. It's not reminiscent of all the burdens and the issues that you really got in your real world. But that shit is toxic as the fuck. It's toxic. You don't know what you running up on. You don't really know what's behind their mask. They could be wearing a whole mask. Y'all know it's narcissists out here, these fucking demons and shit running around. They make it sound good. Why? Because they reflecting you back to you. They hear all of your problems, all of your issues, these 4 cups, all this shit that you talking about that's going on around you, and you don't want none of it. None of it. Nothing. You don't want nothing that's being offered to you and where you sit at. Could be a whole party. And you don't want none of it. Because you feel the burdens. You questioning what is all of this shit gonna come with. Do you even have the stamina or the attitude, the disposition to accept anything? Like, I don't want it. I want rest. I want peace. It's too much going on. I'm probably sick of being sitting up here around these motherfuckers. Like, everybody smiling and laughing and kikiing and shit. I done bought the whole motherfucking party off of my goddamn back. I done built the building and and every fucking thing. I done built the building, I done decorated this bitch, I done fucking bought all the champagne, all the streamers, all the balloons, and all that shit. By that time, you tired as fuck. You don't even want to have a drink. You too tired to have a drink. You too tired to relax. And now you got somebody over there that look like, I mean, they gonna soak that up, beloved. They are. They gonna soak all them problems up that you talking about, and then they gonna present themselves. You see how she presented? You talking about sexy with the heels, the whip, like, you know what I mean, like giving you fantasies like, ooh, this shit look like it's gonna blow my motherfucking socks off, okay? And look, toxic as shit. No, toxic gonna cause you nothing but heartache. Heartache. That shit is a whole fuck mask. We forget, not only look, it's narcissists come in all types of shapes and forms, they do. And that's how they get in. Looking at you, listening to your problems, mirror reflecting you back to you. Yeah, taking on your attributes. Because they listening, and computing, and strategizing, and feed you right back to you. Oh yes, I love that too. You know what? Yes, you should have peace. When you come home from work, yes, because this is how I like to do it. Everything is neat and everything is clean. And I got, you know, your dinner is made. And, oh, yes, and you talking about, okay. And you looking at everything like, yeah, it look good, it look good, it look good. It look better than this mess I got over here in my nest. I could just slide on over there. You be done slid off a damn deep end. You don't know what the fuck you sliding up into. I'm just saying. The selfie. Sending you little pics. You ain't did nothing yet. You just looking. Just looking. Sending you little photos. Look at the underage. Ooh, it's just hanging out. That waist look tight. You're like, oh yes. You put this shit right here together. You put this shit right here together. And you tell me what it's gonna come out to be. It ain't gonna be what you thought. It ain't gonna be this new love. It ain't gonna be this new childlike spirit. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. That's some bullshit. I'm telling you. You done fuck around and lost your whole life, your whole wife, your whole hubby, your whole whatever, because you don't want to do the work in your own life. This is something here. Blocking out distractions. Block that shit out. Put a block on it. Put a stop to it. You see them with their hand up like, no, don't do that. Father say, no, block that shit out. Block that out and bless your own mess. Bless it. Things gonna come against you. You too. Especially if you a union put together by the Most High God for a purpose. Oh, it's gonna get heavy. It's gonna get thick. And folks ain't gonna always like that shit. They don't. You can, one of these ones could be people running off at the mouth. They could be family. They could be in-laws. They could be sisters. They could be cousins. They could be friends. They could be their best friend. It could be whoever. It could be work. It could be kids. It could be all that. Every last one of them ones is something else for y'all to deal with. Something that's between you and between the other person. Bless your mess. Maybe it's time for y'all to reestablish the boundaries, reestablish the workload distribution. Who's gonna do what? Who's good at what? Who's good at what? Lean into each other's strengths. You know, don't just see the weaknesses, what's not there. Look at what is there. And how do you redistribute it? How do you lean into each other for the sake of purpose? Because that's the blessing. What else we got down here? We got decision. What did I say? Two people on two opposite sides of the bed. Opposite sides of the bed, not facing each other, distracted by your phone, other shit going on. You talking to somebody, they talking to somebody. And the problems and the choice and decision is between you two, backs to each other. Backs to each other. Turn around and face each other. Or if you like that, turn the lights out and put the phone down and talk to each other. Talk to each other. It's the whole thing about talking to each other in the dark, where you can't see. There's no judgment. You can only hear my voice. You can hear me express my needs, what I'm afraid of, what's bothering me, why I feel vulnerable, what's making me feel insecure. And I feel safe to say that in the dark. Just like how we saw that moon. I feel safe to say it to you in the dark, under the cover of the moon. I can lay there and I can relax and I can speak to you. I can speak out from my spirit and speak to your spirit, not to the flesh, not when we're looking at each other and seeing expressions and all that stuff. No, I want my spirit to speak out and let my spirit speak to your spirit, and you will receive me. I was going to say hope, but Father not saying hope. It's saying that you will receive me. Your spirit will hear me. And my spirit will hear you. And we can figure out, we can have the Father come in and guide us to show us what we're supposed to do. Have the Father guide us, because it's not on to you and it's not on to me. Have the Father guide us, guide we. Yes. 3 of Cups. It'll either guide you to celebration, or it's too many fucking people going on here. It's too many people. Somebody looking for something to celebrate, something to have some good time with, just to bring that spark back in. And you don't know what you're going to let in, or how that shit is gonna end. And sometimes once it get to rolling, you can't stop it. You can't stop it once it begins. You already done opened up the door. But if it's really just not getting cracked, block it. Block it. Nope. You know what? I'm gonna do this a little different. Maybe that's your MO. Maybe you've done it in the past. Jump into something else before you end that last. Because some people don't know how to be alone. They don't have that alone time, that isolation, that healing sector, going from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And you don't have a chance to heal. You don't even know what you need if you keep going lily-padding, jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping. Time and space to sit in spirit. You might not always like what they gonna say. That's how I always read this card. You don't know what they gonna say. You ain't gonna like what they got to say. But it's for your good. It's to grow you. It's to grow you. Expand you into a real state of perfection. And that's how it is when you get good with your weaknesses and your strengths. That's perfection. That's perfection. Anything else in here, Father? No, we just shuffling. But I do see wands. So either y'all could move forward in your current condition and success. This person is playing basketball in a wheelchair. So it ain't going to be perfect, and you may not feel like you have everything that you need or what others have. Like your success and how you ride into success in this relationship may not look like everybody else's. It ain't supposed to. It's yours. Unique. Right? Or it could be highly lustful. Wands, sticks, schlicks, schlingly, and schlong all over the place. But for this, I feel like it can be successful. It ain't gonna have everything, or you don't feel like it has everything that you should. Like this person probably, went through a phase in life where they felt like they needed 2 legs to be a basketball star, to get out there on the court and shoot, around or whatever. But to know that you have still everything that you need to be successful, whether you got those 2 legs or not. The faith is what carried you through to success. To have you go forward. And that's somebody that chooses never to give up. Like, what I got and what I have is good enough. Like, I have everything that I need to be successful. It's another way. To dig into self-fortitude, to learn how to do everything, to maneuver your chair, to be able to dribble, maneuver, all the stuff that they do to play this game in this fashion and come out successful. That's perseverance, for real. Perseverance. And that truly is how you bless your union. That's how you work through them problems. That's how you bless your mess. Your work might look different. Again, we see this person with a whole bunch of work, this couple with a whole bunch of work. Your work gonna look different, but how you distribute that work, how you play the game, how you use each other, balancing on your strengths and weaknesses, and seeing, taking inventory as you two, as a stock between you two, going to the Father and having that revealed onto you two, to what? Yeah, that's a blessing. And you ain't gonna find that out in the street. You just not. You're gonna run across something that's gonna reflect you back to you, make you fall in love with yourself, only to find out that they a whole fucking demon, devil, narcissist, bullshit on the other side. And that's real shit. And that's how that shit be happening. Because it ain't real. It's really not real. Father said it ain't nothing else in here yet. Because somebody's arguing. Somebody arguing. I'm talking about strong discord. Strong conflict. But you see the inner child. Look at the kids. This is the inner children battling against each other. Or maybe y'all got kids in a situation and they seeing this play out. You have to think about that. How are we doing this? Again, it's really hard to argue with somebody in prayer. How do you do that? Have you ever seen somebody sitting down at the pulpit or sitting down between you two in prayer and argue? And if you can't pray together, that's an issue. That's a real thing to think about if you cannot pray with your partner. Lovers. What's going to be the judgment? Are you going to resurrect the love? Are you going to resurrect it? Go to the Spirit and have them pull y'all out. Pull the two of you out. Go into the Spirit and have them pull you two out. Pull you out. Because it's time. Things been going on too long. With this King of Pentacles, that's slow-moving energy, that's bike energy. That ain't no car, no train, no fast, nothing. This is slow. Something that's been going on, something that's been carrying on. And Father said, well, there you go. It's time. We're going to have to get that because it's all the way over. Father say it is time, beloved. It's time. It's time. It's time out for the nonsense. It's time out for the bullshit. It's time out for the problems. Everything is coming to the light. Everything is going to be shown. What you do in the dark comes to the light. So to talk about it and find a way to talk about it. You mean, you do what you want to do. I can't tell you to do fuck shit where you did all this shit is recommendations. Recommendations. But we will recommend honesty. Honesty is the best policy. Right? You may not have to, be like, I've been talking to so-and-so, but then again, you might want to. You might want to say that. You might want to say, you know what, I've been thinking, and because I've been trying to express to you my needs for so long, and I don't feel like I'm being heard. I'm not being received, and my needs are not being met. I want us to work this out. This is where my loyalty lies, and I want to be honest with you. It's a way to have that conversation. Go to the Father first, so you can get some advice, some true advice, not just your friends, your peeps, that be small, passing around that tribunal bullshit ass knowledge, either that real pill shit or this modern woman shit. No, fuck all that. We supposed to come to balance with each other. You know what I mean? Both of us have our masculine and our feminine side, and to be balanced out as a whole person first and foremost, and then you come together with a whole nother person that's balanced out on both their shit. They know how to lean into their mass and their feminine at the appropriate time in the appropriate way. That shit is real. That's real shit. So all this, gotta be all this, and a man don't have no femininity, that's bullshit. That's toxic masculinity. No, a man has feminine energy as well. We are both. We are dual. We have both energies, both yin and yang. We have them both. And to balance out your energy is a whole thing. Maybe somebody is not balanced. Maybe the roles is off. Maybe how y'all flow together is wrong. You could be listening to a whole bunch of bullshit that's just off. That's not real. Again, it's between you and your person. How the Most High has brought y'all together in purpose. Using your strengths and their strengths. Balancing out strengths and weaknesses between the two of you. to develop your next, to develop what y'all supposed to do next, so you can serve in your purpose. And it takes the two of you with your special attributes to do it. Hopefully, somebody got something out of this message, and that is good and edifying onto you. It was good and edifying onto me, onto self. Good reminders. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I don't know, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. You know, just be careful at surveying somebody else's lot. You don't know how they got what they got. You don't. And there's work put into that too. Because they don't keep that grass green for nothing. It's not like some special, you know, grass elves that come out in the middle of the night and do all that shit for them. No, they work for that. And however they work, you just don't know what that is. Whether it's manipulation, whether it's rolling up their sleeves and feel like you got somebody with you, because y'all got a whole lot of shit to do. But maybe the work equal distribution, you know, need to be balanced out. You know what I mean? I feel like somebody got too much on their plate and they looking at the other one like, what the fuck are you doing all day? Balance. Work it out. Work it out. Work it out. Work it out. Bless your mess. Till the next time, y'all. With your girl Lati, your favorite channel messenger, where you just never know what you're gonna get, because this shit right here is like a whole box of chocolates. You just never know. That's what I think that shit is you looking at is too. A whole box of chocolates. You fuck around and get one of them. What is them? Stovers. What's the one? Whitman Sampler. You know that's some nasty ass shit. I do not like them. It's chocolate, but I don't like it. And they wrap it up so pretty, and you be like, ooh, this a big ass box of chocolates. And I'm like, none of them shits, like none of them, like nan piece of chocolate in the whole box. You fuck up a whole box of chocolates. You for sure never know what you gonna get. Yeah, you do. You gonna get some nasty ass shit. You fuck around and get one of them. I'ma need. Anyway, y'all, I love you. I love you. Until the next now, with your girl Lati. It Tears the Week to Rose show. We gonna call this here done. Ashe. Mwah.